Friday, May 27th, 2022. Continuing Hilkhot Sedaqah, part 16. We're in the Rambam, Hilkhot Matanot Aniyim, Perek Tishri'i, the 9th Perek. We're up to Halakha Yod Gimel, number 13. Mi sheyesh lo mezon shete se'odot, asur lo litol min tamhui. Somebody who has enough food for 2 meals for that particular day, it's forbidden for him to take money or food from the tamhui. The tamhui we explained beforehand. Haya lo mezon arba' esrei sa'odot. The person has enough money or food for 14 meals, and that means 2 meals a day for 7 days, in other words, for an entire week. Lo yitol min al-kupa. He does not take money from the kupa. The point is that 2 meals a day is sufficient, and anybody who has for the day or for the week, depending on the circumstance, should not take, therefore allowing enough money or food for people who really do need and do not have. Hayu lo 200 zuz, אף על פי שאינו נושא ונותן בהם, או שהיו לו 50 זוז והוא נושא ונותן בהן, הרי זה לא ייטול לקט שכחה ופאה ומעשר עני. Somebody that has 200 zuz, let's say monetary amount, even though he does not conduct any business with them, or he has 50 zuz that he does conduct business with, in other words, that can give him, long investment and revenue in the long run, this person does not take leket or shekha or fe'ah or ma'asir ani. These are all issues related to the field. Leket, things that are left over. Shekha, things that were forgotten. Pe'ah, the corner of the field. Ma'asir ani, the tithe for the poor person. He does not take from any of these things because he has this amount of money. Hayulo 200 hasir dinar. If he had 200 zuz less 1 dinar, in other words, he does not have 200 zuz, okay, even though he's short of that 200 zuz by a very small amount, afilu 1000 notnim lo ke'ahad, and even 1,000 people come to him at the same time to give him money at the same moment, and obviously that's going to take him over the top. He's going to end up having more than the 200 zuz. That person is permitted to take that money from all these people that bring to him. Hayu beyado ma'ot. The person has money, but he has a debt to pay. Or shahayu memushkanim lekhtubat ishto, or they are there as collateral for his wife's ketubah. Okay, in other words, he has this money, but technically it's not his. He either has to pay a debt, or he's holding on to it for the ketubah, so he doesn't have that money free to use for himself. If that's the case, this person can take sedaqah. Halakha Yod Dalet, number 14. Ani shesarich, or ani shesarach, veyesh lo haser uchle bayit. Person is poor, he needs, but he has a courtyard and he has household utensils. Afilu hayu kele chesef uchle zahab, even if he has silver utensils and gold utensils, en mehayebin oto limkor et beto ve'et kele tashmisho, ella mutar likach u'mizvalitin lo. We do not obligate this person to sell what he has, to sell his home, or to sell his utensils that he uses. Rather, it's permissible for him to take, and on top of that, it's a mizvah to give him. So in other words, a person had, and he fell on bad times, we'll call it, okay? Or his luck turned, if you will. And now he still has his home and everything that's in his home, but he doesn't have money anymore. Okay, we do not obligate him to sell what he has to support himself. Rather, he's allowed to collect, and it's a mizvah to give to him. But what are we talking about? What are we talking about? We're talking about food and drink and bedding and clothing and things of the such. Okay, he's used to a certain status, a certain quality of those items. אבל אם היו לו כדי כסף וכלי זהב, כגון מגרדה או עלי וכיוצא בהן, מוחרם ולוקח פחות מהן. But if he has extra things, extra vessels, like a magreda, which is a type of comb, or ali, which is like a pestle that you use to, to grind herbs or the such. Those he sells, and he buys for himself items of lesser quality, lesser value, and that way he has money to use. In other words, if a person uses a comb of a lesser value than what he's used to, or a pestle that's of lesser value, he doesn't really sense a difference. It's not like food and clothing and bedding and such. What are we talking about? We're talking about before he comes to collect from the people. But after he has already collected tzedakah, but once he has already collected tzedakah, then we obligate him to sell his vessels and to take others of lesser monetary value, and then he could come and take tzedakah. Have a beautiful Shabbat.